Hi everybody, welcome to Caketastic Cakes. It's Jen and I'm going to show you how to make this patriotic American Eagle cake. Now if there's any tools or supplies you see me use throughout this video that you could use yourself, if you check the link in the description below, it should be able to help you out. Alright, to begin my American Eagle patriotic cake, I baked a bunt cake. And I dirty iced it and then stuck it in the fridge, and while it was in the fridge I have gum paste here. This is white gum paste. I'm rolling it out pretty thin, and now I am using a leaf cutter that I have, just a leaf shaped cutter, to make a whole bunch of white leaves. I'm going to pretend there are feathers, and this was the closest I had in the shape and everything to what I was looking for. So I was like, darn it, feathers aren't necessarily smooth perfectly on the edges. This will work. So I cut out a lot, like a lot of these white ones. And once I had them cut out, I put them on a cookie sheet that had a paper towel on it and let them dry. So they became basically feather chips, just really hard little chips. Now I rolled out some blue gum paste and I did the same thing. I had the same thickness as before, used the same size leaf cutter again to make my feathers, and I printed out a whole bunch, probably about half the volume honestly, of the white ones. I figured the white I would use the most. Stuck them on the cookie sheet to let them dry. Okay, doing the same thing now with the red. I roll out my red gum paste, print a whole bunch out with my little cookie cutter there, or my leaf cutter, whatever you want to call it. Put them on the tray there to let them dry and just leave them. Now I've got a bowl full of these hard chips. I took my cake out of the fridge and I put another layer of icing on it, and this layer is thick, like super duper thick. I wanted it to be really thick so that my little feather chips will just sink right into it and really be able to anchor to it. And I did it while this icing was still nice and soft too. So once I put the second coat of icing on, I did not put it back in the fridge. This is just ice it and then start sticking my little pieces in. I am trying to do it kind of at an angle so it kind of swirls around the cake with the colors. And I realized, oh, this is like looking so good, no problem so far. And then I'm like, oh, I have a problem here, because at an angle with a narrow center, it's going to turn into a straight line when I'm done. So I realized this after I got the white going. My red, I have two layers of the feathers. I tried to get down into the center as best I can. You can kind of see inside there. See inside there a little bit? So I did as much of it as I could to fill it in. But as you can see, 2 rows of the white makes a straight line down the side. So I had to start improvising. So I put, like 3 more there, and then like 1 more there, add another one. So I kind of regain the swirl, the angle that I'm kind of trying to maintain. And if you do this yourself, you're going to find that you're going to have to do that over and over again as needed. So forget about the 2, feather rows for each color. It's not going to work. You're going to have to adapt and cheat a little. So just do the best you can, fill it in. Figure the 2 rows is a concept, not a rule. It's more like a guideline, kind of like the Pirates of the Caribbean, how they had the rule book. That was more just guidelines. It's like that. Now I've got another row of red, another row of white. Still doing good. My icing was starting to get a little crusty because I used a crusting buttercream, because let's face it, it's the easiest and I'm going to cover it. So I kept on going. My red, my white, red, white, red. Going back to my white again. Alright, you can see here I had to pad out the white at the bottom again a little bit. And it needed it even a little bit more just to keep maintaining it. So again, do what you gotta do. There's my red. You can see it starts out as 2, flares out at the bottom. Looking good, looking good. And it turns out if you just make that the normal style for each stripe, then it doesn't look weird, and then it all fits together, and it's like you did that on purpose. Now that I've got 4 rows of red and 4 rows of white, I'm switching over to the blue. And the blue I'm going to fill pretty much the majority of what's left of this cake with. I'm going to leave a little bit left for white, you're going to see in a moment. But for now, I'm sticking with the blue. I'm going to have to carefully, you can see I'm tucking the white under the red there. You're going to have to maybe lift a little bit, because my red did get a little droopy, from all the pressure on it and just sitting there hanging out. And as I'm placing some of the white there, I'm starting to angle them downward. They're not going, totally clockwise or counterclockwise, depending on which way you're going with it anymore. So I'm going, when I add the head of the eagle to my cake here, the idea is that, the feathers of the eagle's head comes down and kind of swoops down across the back and then blends around with the other colors to make it all, swoopy and blendy. So, did you see that? That was my husband. I had to cut out so much footage of me printing out these smaller feathers because he kept nabbing little bits of gum paste to eat. I had his hand in here a bunch of times. But anyway, I ended up deciding to make smaller feathers. The head of the eagle the feathers would be too big for it. The head of the eagle is going to be too small, that these giant feathers weren't going to work. And also looking back on it now too, I should have used soft gum paste for this part. As you can see, I just molded a dome over a little metal cup that I happen to have there that I use for water, and stuck it on the cake. This is going to become basically the foundation for the eagle's head. It's not a perfect circle, it's a little oblong because, eagles' heads are not perfect circles. And now I've got my smaller feathers that you saw me just stamping out there with my little smaller leaf. And I am pressing them. I'm using, I think I had a little bit of water on a paper towel or something that I was rubbing it on first. And just pressing it onto the gum paste. It's all kind of soft here, so it's just sticking on in there. And again, here you can see the feathers are going, from the front toward the back. They're kind of sweeping back. They're not going straight down to the sides like, your hair when you part it down the middle and it flops past both your ears. We're not doing that. We're going toward the back. Our eagle is more streamlined than that. Going across the top of the head. And when I'm laying the feathers, when I laid all the feathers, or I tried to anyway, I tried to have the point of the feather between the other two feathers that it was crossing, if you know and have any idea what I mean. So that way they're all kind of covering up all of the icing. You won't really see it too much. So I've got the head all covered except for a little bit in the front where I'm going to attach my beak. My beak is what I'm making right here. I just took some gold gum paste, made it into a cone like a dunce cap, bent it over to now be a soggy witch's hat, let's say. And I'm pulling out to the sides a little bit, and I'm kind of pinching the top. As you can see, I'm going to pinch it and make it pinched all down the outer edge of the beak to kind of give it that sharp, raptor edge that a lot of I feel like, I don't know if they actually do, I feel like the eagle's beak should have. So I put it on a lollipop stick and I'm going to ram it through the gum paste shell for the head that I made and down into the cake. So I've got it going at a pretty good angle. I put it into the beak at an angle and I'm pressing it into the cake at an angle. I also trimmed it because I do not want it popping out the side anywhere. The gum paste is still soft here, so I'm just pressing it and kind of molding it up against the feathers so now it doesn't stick out weird either. It looks better. I'm adding a little black dot of gum paste to each side of his head. I'm tucking it underneath the feather so it looks, a little cooler, like he's got eyebrows sort of. And now he's looking really cool and it's like, wow, that's a really great cake. But wait, there's more, right? We forgot the stars. So I rolled out some white gum paste again. This is just soft because it will have to stick to those really hard, chips that I made. And I have a star cutter. I cut out 4 of them. I stuck them hither and thither all over my little eagle there, just on the blue field, nowhere else, just like the flag. Stick them in place and you are good to go. The only thing I would suggest, because I've never made this before, is use soft gum paste. Don't let the chips dry. It was kind of a pain in the butt. But other than that, it looks really good, right? Not bad for a first try. Very patriotic, very American Eagle-y. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe because I find that helpful. I have a lot of other videos, so make sure you give them a chance. Check them out. And as always, thank you for watching Caketastic Cakes.